Hi everyone, I just reached 2,600 plus login days last week, and Bleach Brave Souls is a game that I have been playing since the first anniversary. So I've pretty much been with this game through their highs and lows, and I personally think Bleach Brave Souls is probably one of the best gacha games out there. I mean, if you guys really break it down and think about it, how many games go on for around 10 years? And across that time span, I've played Naruto Blazing, One Piece Treasure Cruise, One Piece Bounty Rush, Genshin Impact, Fate Grand Order, and other games, but I've always stuck with Bleach for many reasons. So I felt like when it came to innovation, content, and treating their player base right, KLab has always been pretty good with that. So I played Naruto Blazing a while back, and one of the main reasons why it kind of died out was the lack of content and just how they were making every new content revolved around new banners, which kind of made it feel boring and annoying to play. Think of it this way. Imagine every single time a new points event came out and you couldn't clear it, unless you pulled on the new mid-month or end of the month. I think that would just be a slap. That would just be stupid and a slap in the face for veterans, and that's kind of really what it boiled down to with Naruto Blazing. Whereas with Bleach, I feel like they've always been pretty spot on in trying to make the new content as veteran friendly as possible. Because if you think about this points event that came out, there's always new a lot of the older units you could have that could give you bonus points. Anyways, there's always that argument that people say that gacha itself is a bad business model, but I think a lot of improvements that KLab has made with the structure of these banners has kind of really turned the gacha model around, in my opinion. For example, in the past, especially in the early days, they didn't have guaranteed step-up summons. In the past, it wasn't like that. It wasn't like the way it is now, where you could go all the way to 25 steps and get yourself a guaranteed 5-star. And I think that's kind of what made the game cause a lot of players to quit. People would hit these high highs, but then the lows were oftentimes terrible. So some people would get shafted about 5 multis in a row and not get any discounted steps. Now every 5 steps is pretty much a guaranteed 5-star. So anyways, less about the structure and more about the things I would like to see from the game. So the first thing I would like to see from this game is more uniqueness in their banners. For example, I want to see something like 4 units in a banner. So we haven't had something like this since 1,000 Year Blood War Round 4, which was about 6 years ago in 2018. This was during the 3rd anniversary in Round 2. So this banner featured 1,000 Year Blood War Ichigo, Kisuke, Yaruichi, and Yuha Baha. And I think that was probably one of the most hyped banners of all time, in my opinion. I would say that was one of the peak times for Bleach Brave Souls. And I really like this 4-unit banner because if there's 4 units, there's bound to be at least 1 unit that people will like. Especially back then, we didn't have that many game modes. So having 4 units in a banner nowadays, we could have 1 unit that's catered towards a Brave Battle unit, and then the rest maybe spread across Guild Quest, Lemon Breaker, and maybe just overall random PvE content. So I think this would be the best approach, in my opinion, moving forward for KLab, and also for the future of the game, in my opinion. We don't need to have this. We don't need to have a 4-unit banner every single month, but I think it would be cool because I feel like nowadays we're just cutting down on the amount of characters that we have. Even for this month, or not this month, but for the February mid-month, we only had 2 characters. So I think it would be nice nowadays if you could see a surprise banner with 4 units. The second thing I would like to see are better remakes of certain characters. A good example of this would be the recent Gin Ichimaru. This guy is supposed to be good for the melee Captain Killer Guild Quest, and that is pretty much his entire purpose. But here's the thing. I also have Senjumaru 5 out of 5, who is basically the best unit for this guild quest. So she could probably easily solo this with a random booster unit. So basically, at least for me, this Gin Ichimaru doesn't really serve much of a purpose. And the main issue with this is that we are not getting another Captain Gin Ichimaru until who knows when. Maybe in 2 to 3 years. Because guys, the last Captain Gin Ichimaru prior to the one just released in mid-month of January of this year, was the one released in 2017, which is basically almost 8 years ago. So what I'm trying to say is that if they're going to take this long to remake a unit, I feel like KLab should make this character cinematic or something of that sort. So please, Caleb, make the character last the test of time, because like at the very least do a better job with their gameplay or something, because the recent Gin Ichimaru just feels like a 2017 to 2018 character gameplay, like character gameplay wise. Like make his nat string like super long or some shit like that, because I mean like this is just unacceptable in my opinion. I think they did my boy Captain Gin Ichimaru dirty. We also have not gotten a Danga Ichiko remake or the final Battle Aizen remake, which is kind of ridiculous in my opinion, because we've had the 4th anniversary final Getsuga Tensho version as well as the 9th anniversary renewed version, but we don't have a remake of the form in which Ichigo grabs Aizen's head and just stabs him into a different battlefield. I think that's the one that we basically want. Everyone wants a remake of that version of Ichigo, the Danga Ichigo. And the last Danga Ichigo that came out in 2016 was almost 8 years ago as well. So hopefully we get a Danga Ichigo sometime soon, and hopefully it's not garbage, because I don't want them to butcher like Danga Ichigo the same way they butchered this Captain Gin Ichimaru. So yeah, those are just my 2 cents, and I hope K-Lab does the remake of Danga Ichigo justice alongside the remake of Aizen. I think that would be sick, because I feel like that when that banner first came out, that was probably that was one of the most hyped banners I've ever seen. Too bad those characters are kind of outdated now and those resurrections were trash, but yeah, I mean, hopefully K-Lab does a better job with that. The third thing that I would like to see are better resurrections. I mean, this has always been a complaint from the player base. There were high expectations for this type of stuff, for the type of stuff that K-Lab would cook up when they first introduced it. But unfortunately, most of the resurrections usually turn out to be garbage. And so it basically just meant that these characters were just orbs instead of actually good content for the game. So I think the best resurrection that we got was with Daddy Ichigo, where they turned his Frenzy plus 1 into Frenzy plus 2, which is actually just insane, on top of the fact that I think they gave him boosted 30%, and a Soul Link of full stamina only increased strong attack damage 20%. I think these are the type of resurrections that we should be getting a lot more often. Like, just imagine if round 1, the 1,000-year blower Ichigo got a version of this caliber. I think people would be hyped every single month waiting to see the next batch of resurrections. And I think this is the type of excitement that we need to see in this game. So, like, moving forward, I would like to see the 2022 Fierce Battle Gin Ichimaru get, like, Flurry plus 2 for his resurrection. And maybe Long Reach, because that's really the only thing that they really need to give him in order to make him a good unit. And not just this Gin Ichimaru, but, like, just moving forward, like, with every single resurrection that comes out, I want to see K-Lab do some crazy shit. Like, give them an extra Frenzy plus 1. Give them, like SP 80%, or maybe not 80%, 50%. They don't need to make these characters broken, but they need to make it so that people have something to look forward to. Because people get excited when K-Lab, like, the players will be excited if K-Lab, does something that's unique. Instead of the typical, let's just give this character 20% bruiser, 20% berserker, and call this shit a day. Like, that's completely unacceptable, in my opinion, from a player perspective. And I just think it just feels like we're just getting something that's just meant to just give us orbs. And I think that's just annoying. The fourth thing that I would like to see is some kind of collaboration with another anime. So Caleb has the rights to the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure anime. So I personally think it would be pretty cool if they could do some kind of JoJo Bizarre Adventure collaboration and have a banner with Dio, Joseph Joestar, and Jotaro. And I personally would be hyped, and I would definitely summon on a banner like that. And I think at the very least is better than the filler. Is better than the filler Yumichika and Rin Subokura banner, Patisserie banner. I also just imagine some kind of Demon Slayer banner with Tanjiro, Zenitsu, and like the Sound Hashira, Tengen, Uzue. Like, I would go 5,000 orbs on a banner like that. And I think that's the thing that we kind of need in this game. Like, just something that is, like I mentioned before, we need something that's unique. And I know some people might not like a collaboration where they have different, something that's not Bleach related into this anime. But we also have Burn the Witch. Obviously, Kubo participated in Burn the Witch, but I think it would be pretty cool. If you guys don't like the Demon Slayer banner, or a freaking JoJo's Bizarre Adventure anime collaboration banner, Like, you guys could just skip out on that summon on the banner, and then, you know, you save your orbs. Like, you don't, like, I don't really see the downsides of having a banner that features characters that you don't give a shit about, in my opinion. So yeah, that's what I think, and plus it just brings in players from like a different fan base into the game, which I think would be better for K-Lab, and yeah, just for the future of the game, in my opinion. Like, imagine if you personally didn't care about Bleach, and then like you're playing the game because you like Demon Slayer. I think that's a good way to get players excited and get players become a long-term Bleach fan, in my opinion, because you get exposed to a different anime that you've never seen before, and then you turn out to really enjoy the anime. And now, like, let's say you weren't a Demon Slayer. Let's say you were you watched Demon Slayer and you're a Demon Slayer fan, but you never watched Bleach, and now you decide to watch Bleach because of Bleach Brave Souls. So, because Bleach Brave Souls has introduced Demon Slayer character animes into the game. So yeah, just look at it from that perspective. The fifth thing and last thing that I would like to see is more difficult content in the game that is not blocked by some kind of paywall. Now, one of the things that I do dislike about K-Lab and the game itself is sometimes they would release content that is difficult, but difficult in the sense that it is artificial. So the whole arena game mode was a prime example of this, and I think they kind of just ended up scrapping that idea, which is, you know, pretty smart on the K-Lab side. And I think another example, but not necessarily this, will be something like the Limit Breaker quest. Now, I actually think that Limit Breaker is one of the better game modes released, because you don't actually need to clear all 25 stages in order to get the orb requirement. So you only need to clear around like 7 stages in order to get 50 orbs. However, in order to reach stage 25, you're probably going to need a unit that's specifically designed for that Limit Breaker quest. I'm like a super old veteran, and I haven't even cleared stage 25 yet. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, I have 2,600 plus login days. But yet I can't even clear stage 25. Yeah, like I have not been able to clear stage 25 yet, which is kind of crazy. But anyways, in terms of content that I would like to see, I would like to see something similar to the character raids that we used to have, where you could get certain raid characters. So in the past, raid characters were basically meant to just be used to upgrade certain units' soul tree. So I think it would be cool that for like every single month, K-Lab would just release a new raid unit that's actually playable. So it's similar to the Senkaimon units like Senkaizen, Sangetsu, and the school outfit Ichiko. And I think in order to get this unit, you would have to clear like some really hard content that's not autoable, and you would have to play this game mode like every single day in order to max it out to like 5 out of 5 or something of that sort. So I personally think this would give players an incentive to look forward to every single day. And obviously this would mean that K-Lab will have to release more characters each month. But because of how many characters are missing in the game in terms of remakes and whatnot, I think this would be a good opportunity to make players want to play the game more. So yeah, I mean, these are pretty much the 5 things I would like to see from Bleach Brave Souls. I think this will bring back a lot of excitement that players have for this game. Obviously, the game is about to reach its 10th anniversary, and I think like at this point in time, I think it would be nice to see if K-Lab could continue to be more innovative. And honestly, I hope they scale out on making more characters that are unique. I think that's like last year they introduced EX characters with EX abilities. I thought that was really good for the game, with the whole Grammy and Kenpachi anniversary that came out last year. I think that was really good for the game, and I would love to see like characters that are more so like that. And I really hope K-Lab brings back the 4 unit banners, because I remember when they first released the 1,000 Blood War Round 1 banner, that one had 1,000 Year Blood War Toshiro, Byakuya, Sensui, and Sajin. Like that shit was freaking hype. I would like to see more of that from K-Lab moving forward. And hopefully some collaborations with different anime. Like that's probably unlikely, but I just think a man could dream. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about my suggestions in the comment section below. Make sure to like, subscribe. Also, let me know whether you guys disagree, agree. So yeah, I mean, stay safe, stay healthy, everyone. Bye.